Or have you ever caught cleaning things over and over because you think that there are germs on your hands? Then if all the answers in your mind right now is yes, that means you're probably experiencing obsessive compulsive disorder, or famously known as OCD. So, Assalamualaikum, I Bitu Meja Mahani and all of my friends. Today I'm going to explain and talk about the topic that I have shown you before, which is OCD. I'm obviously not the one who could diagnose you because I'm not eligible to do so, but I would say that you might have to consider meeting your doctor or therapist if you have any concern. Having the knowledge of OCD will help you in the future if you have any parents or family who is suffering in OCD. So, this evening I will be explaining about what OCD really is, and then the symptoms and behaviors of individual who has OCD, and then the third one, the treatment options that you can get for OCD. So, what OCD really is? According to National Institute of Mental Health, obsessive compulsive disorder is a common, chronic and long-lasting disorder which characterized by obsession and compulsion. The patients might also experiencing both depending on how chronic they are. So, obsessions are repeated thoughts, urges, or mental images that cause anxiety. And then for compulsion, it is repetitive behaviors that a person with OCD feels the urge to do so in response of the obsessions. So, I will take it like this. I will give the scenario. For example, there is a man who is suffering from OCD, and he woke up in the morning and thought and thinking about, did I get enough sleep last night? So, the thoughts will consume his mind until it becomes something that is destructive, and then so he would do next. He would check his health, or he would he would count his pulse non-stop. So this shows that the obsession and the thought is the obsession, and then the action is the compulsion. Just for you to understand. So the survey conducted by National Institute of Mental Health also has shown that the prevalence of OCD in the US. So for your information, I only use US statistics because they are only available in the internet. And then this chart over here shows that 2% of OCD patients are between the age of 18 to 29, 3.4% is between the age of 30 to 44, 1.3% is middle age, and then 0.7% is the elderly. Now let's move on to the symptoms and behavior of OCD patients. Okay, the common symptoms for fear of germs or contamination. People usually would look at them negatively, but people who have OCD really can control their thoughts about the germs that are everywhere. They think that all the germs are on their hands and then on their body. They can't stop thinking about that. And then they will also have aggressive thoughts towards others or self until they become overprotective and also become a little bit negative towards people. They also will make sure that they are having things symmetrical or practical order. For example, they would have colorful paper clips, for example, and then they would arrange it into color coded because they want it to be neatly arranged. And then they would also do compulsive counting. For example, they would count the steps that for example, from my block to FBK, I would count my steps from block to here because that they can't stop thinking about it, and you can't stop them as well. And then, now that you are aware of the symptoms of obsessive compulsive disorder, if you think the symptoms can relate to you, do not be panicked, because I know that there is no cure for OCD, but there is always a treatment for it. So, according to National Institute of Mental Health, as well, OCD is typically treated with medication. For example, psychotherapy or a combination of the two. The first one is medication. Example of medications is For example, clomipramine, which is the older class of tricyclic antidepressant. And then there are also a few other alternative medication that will prescribe to you according to your condition. The second way is psychotherapy. Research shows that certain types of psychotherapy, including cognitive behavior therapy, this one, is actually a therapy that is based on the concept of that thoughts, physical sensations, emotions, and behavior. Unlike some other talking treatments, CBT deals with your current problems and rather than focusing on issues from the past. So all of these treatments are beneficial for OCD patients, even though it varies according to the patient themselves. So today I have explained three important facts about OCD. The first one is the definition of OCD, and then the second one is the symptoms and behaviors of OCD patients, and the last but not least is the treatment options for OCD. In conclusion, if you believe you are struggling with OCD, I hope you will consult with a doctor immediately. Just remember, obsession is not controlling by you, but you are controlling the obsession. Thank you.